Let's go ahead and get started mobilizing this morning. We're going to start with our T-spine, the middle of the upper back. We're going to interlock those fingers together. We're going to push those palms away from us. You're going to round that back as much as you can. Think about separating those shoulder blades. We also get a nice little forearm stretch here, depending if those are a little tight from typing. And then we're just going to rotate those hands around, and you're going to pull those palms into you. And think about squeezing that upper back as tightly as you can. So sitting up nice and tall, good, strong posture. And then we'll flip back and forth here. So again, think about those shoulder blades. Those are kind of the main things we're focusing on here, creating space between them, and then flipping over and contracting them, eliminating that space as much as possible. We'll do a few more times here. I'm going to reach out. Think about this is your bad posture, right? Just sitting here the whole time. And then nice and tight, tall posture. Think about reaching that head to the ceiling. Good straight spine. And last time, reaching forward, create some length through those arms. Again, get those forearms involved, those wrists, even those fingertips. And pulling it back around, and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And relax. So you should find kind of a nice neutral position there after kind of extending long ways in both directions. Alright, we're going to focus on that neck a little bit next. So we're just going to start with some ear to shoulder here. Just kind of, I know for me, I've got some real tightness around that neck this week. So we're just going to kind of gently rock back and forth with a good 5 or 6 second hold each way. Just kind of slowly increase the stretch on the side of the neck. And a couple times back and forth just to left and right here. We'll start moving around a little bit after that. And so again, you kind of want to find the end range of motion here. I want you to be gentle with it, but don't be afraid to hold it and kind of find where that line of this is too far. Just getting right up to that line. Want to promote that good stretch through there. Once you feel pretty good about that, we can start kind of rolling from side to side, keeping a nice little hold at the end for about 2 seconds, then rolling back forward. So again, we're going to go just the front side rolling here. Let's make it a little bit more dynamic, get a little bit more of the back side stretched out as well. Then we can take that backwards. Just roll that back half. And I'm a little culprit of this as myself, but try to keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. You might tend to creep up towards those ears. Think about kind of depressing those shoulder blades, tucking those into our back pockets as we roll. Just go a couple more times here. And then if you want to, you can take big circles all the way around. I'm going to go back and forth each way here. Find a lot of stiff points with these neck rolls. Still like kind of deep sides here. So if you're like me and you got some extra tension right there, we can turn our head and kind of look towards our armpit. All right, and you get a gentle, very, very gentle pull, kind of get the base of the neck towards the lateral side. It's a good one to do every few hours if you're sitting at the desk at the computer. Just being very mindful of that neck, just like any other muscle If you hold it in one place for a long time, it's going to get stiff. So just making sure that we're mobilizing, from providing some kind of movement to the neck, to those wrists, those forearms, everything that you are holding stiff without movement for a long time. Long time being an hour or so, even half an hour, I guess. All right, so we're going to teach you something a little bit different today. We're going to get up. Maybe you've done this before. So we call some shoulder rolls. Okay. What we're going to do is get on our hands and knees. We're going to spread our hands out nice and wide, like you're going to do a wide push-up. All right. So I'm going to kind of shift over towards my left side. So I'm bending that left elbow. My right arm is extended. I'm going to roll that right arm over so my palm is up. Then I'm going to take my chin and kind of tuck that to my chest, come towards that armpit like we just did. And I'm going to ease myself down onto my shoulder. I'm going to let my head go to the ground as well. So we are not going to put pressure on our head, but think about putting it on your shoulder. And we're just going to kind of shift some weight onto that shoulder. If you want to, we can bring one leg up to accentuate a little bit more weight, or we can bring both of those legs up. All right. And again, do not go on your head, go on your shoulder. All right. So this is promoting that stretch that we just kind of talked about. Your head is a little bit as a kickstand. If you're not super comfortable, we can go back to those neck rolls. If you're not comfortable being in this position, but it's a great way to kind of decompress through that shoulder, put a little extra weight on it. We're just going to hold it here for a few seconds. Good way to find some balance as well. Again, we can keep those knees down, one knee down, wherever you may be this morning. And we'll go ahead and roll that up. We'll try the other side here. Again, I'll walk you through that. That left arm is going to be extended, kind of shifting towards that right side, chin to chest, like you're looking at your armpit. You're just going to tuck that shoulder down. And we lift those hips up. So once you think of this left arm, whatever arm is extending, you're reaching that arm out, creating length as we like to do. You can also get some length through those calves if you're up on those toes. This is a great thumbnail, I'm sure. And we'll go ahead and roll a lot of that. We're going to go one more time each way, just give you a little chance to practice. All right, so we'll shift towards the other side. Nice little roll over. Again, you can put as much weight up there as you need to. Remember to keep that chin tucked. Just a good way to create some mobility through kind of the other upper part of the body here. We'll switch to the other side last time. Now we'll bring that down. Good way to get some little extra balance here in the morning. All right, so while we were working on those hamstrings, those calves, let's go to a little bit more classic down dog here. So getting that plank position, we're going to push those hips up. Nice little pike position here. I'm just going to give my calves, my hamstrings a second, just kind of adjust and see what's going on here. Once you're feeling pretty good with that, if you need to, you can walk those heels, alternating, shifting that weight left and right for a little bit deeper stretch. At the same time, I'm going to continue to push through those arms, trying to bring that chest a little bit closer to those toes.
Scoot forward a little bit. So what I really like about down dog here is that you're kind of working on both ends of the body here through those hamstrings, those legs, but also you get those shoulders, get that mobility, getting that chest through. Start feeling a little bit more opened up there.
Come down. I'll let some blood come out of my head real quick. Then we're going to go back there one more time.
Certainly a little bit more loose through those calves. Still can't quite get all the way down to the ground, but we're a little closer. A lot of times we like to just rush our stretches, so I like to, especially during morning mobility, give some attention to these ones that kind of get skipped through and really get a nice good hold. Alright, okay, we're going to kind of scooch up onto those heels. And we're going to drop those hips, get up on those toes, off those heels. We're going to drop those hips down into our child's pose.
Kind of really push that chest to the ground, extend those arms.
We can kind of reverse that, pushing through those toes, hips come up. And back down.
What we call some bear squats.
Got a few more here. Just to get some love to the soles of our feet.
A lot of times you may hear you shouldn't squat on your toes, but when we're mobilizing, it's a great little addition
to make sure that we get some attention to those that get a little bit less attention through the day.
So just going up and down here from down dog, transitioning to that child's pose, holding a little bit at the end of each position. We're going to go one more time through here.
Bring that up, really getting those hips high, that chest through, and dropping back down.
I'll bring that up. Feel some nice, my arms just want to kind of lift up here. Alright. So we're going to go one more down here on the ground. Kind of the next progression of that is what we call Spinal Wave. You may have done this a few times. So really we can get back in that same position that we just worked on. Alright, and that down dog. What we're going to do is think about your tailbone to the base of your skull. You're going to create a nice little wave, lifting each piece of that vertebrae up into the sky. And we're going to drop down into kind of our up dog. You can get those hips all the way to the ground if you'd like to. And kind of decompress that back. If you want to do a little spinal twist here, you can. Nice and easy. And we're going to kind of reset that. We're just going to do 3 of these.
And into that good, strong down dog. And get a good, long wave
all the way up. Nice little twist. Notice I'm kind of tucking my chin to my chest as I wave. Kind of promote a lot of fluidity through that back. And last time here, pushing back, pushing up.
And bring it up all the way through.
And a nice little twist. Alright. We're going to bring it up onto our feet. You know how we like to do on Tuesdays. We like to progress you through this workout, through this mobilization session. Alright, so standing nice and tall, we're going to get a nice hinge. So almost like you did that down dog, we're just shifting the weight to on your feet now. So it's what we're going to call a ragdoll position. So we want to basically be as loose as possible down here. Just kind of let those arms hang, let that neck hang. Feel a good stretch through those hamstrings. You also just feel stretch through that neck, through that upper back. Just kind of the weight of your limbs stretch themselves out.
Just trying to be aware of any tension that we may have and be holding and let go of that. So as we come back up, I want you to think about just like that spinal wave. I want you to kind of go one piece of that vertebra at a time and rolling ourselves up.
Back to standing. Very, very intentional. All right. Again, we're going to do 3 of these.
So we're going to drop back down into that ragdoll. And also sometimes I like to grab like elbow to elbow. That just gives a little bit different weight distribution on those arms. We can do that, or we can just hang, depending on how long your arms are. I guess if you're running into the ground there, maybe grabbing those elbows would be a good idea. Then we're just going to slowly roll up.
Last thing coming up is that head, trying to kind of keep that tucked in, chin, chest. And we're going to go one more time here.
I don't know about you, but I feel this right between those shoulder blades, kind of that mid to upper back. Feels really nice, kind of getting that extra weight, just holding on. You can certainly do this with like a dumbbell or something in your hand to kind of get a little bit more dramatic. Nothing heavy, but just a small external weight. And once you know, one more time, rolling up. Yeah, keeping that chin tucked in, letting gravity kind of pull down on you.
And standing back up. Very refreshing. All right, we'll do one last one here. Some good old-fashioned windmills. So we're going to take those feet about shoulder width apart, maybe a touch wider. We're going to get that right hand up in the air. All right, we're going to take that gaze. We're going to look up at that right hand. All right, and we're going to push those hips out to that right side. So whatever hand is up, we're going to shoot those hips out that direction. Left hand is going to go on that left leg. We're just going to slide that left hand down as we hinge. Keep looking up at that right hand as far as you can go, as far as you're comfortable. And we're going to slide that arm back up as we lift back standing. All right. So a little bit of rotation through that hip, through that torso, and a lot of stretch through your glute, your hamstring. I'm just going to go nice and slowly down here. Go 3 per side. Can you get all the way down to the ground? That should be a very slow motion as we continue to reach as far as you're able. And again, we're kind of pushing those hips out to the side, all right? So not necessarily forward, not definitely not backwards. All right, slide all the way back up. But you always want to think about like there's a wall in front of you, a wall behind you. Let's go to the other side here. Show you from the side angle. Kind of think about folding in half laterally as we go down and come back up. So movements, especially like this one in the morning, we do take a lot more slowly. And we don't want to push through any barriers or limitations that our body has this morning. So we want to be very aware of how our the state of our body and make sure that we're not pushing through any tightness that could be problematic for us later. So nice, slow, smooth movements. Last one here. Reach all the way down and all the way back up. Back to standing. All right, that's going to do it for us today for morning mobility. Hopefully you're ready for the day, ready to take it on. It's going to be a good one. It's supposed to be 60 degrees, so we're excited about that.